Guitar shelves. I think that's how it goes. That's my best attempt. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you about 52-Week Guitar Player. This is a program that I joined that is managed by Brandon Dian, the YouTuber, and I just kind of wanted to give my basically a review, testimonial, whatever you want to call this thing. I'm just going to talk about where I was before starting the program, where I am now that I've been about a half year into the program, a little bit more, and what I like about it, what's cool about it, what are my positives, negatives, etc. Guitar's been a part of my life for a long time. So when I was a teenager, I was part of a band back in Bolivia that actually ended up doing quite well. So that's kind of how I learned to play. And they ended up like doing really cool stuff. But I never got to do a lot of the cool stuff with them because I got fired from the band very early on their career because I was not progressing quickly enough.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Anyway, so from then on, I decided I would just like have an academic career. And when you just make that decision, then things like guitar partially start going by the wayside. Over the years, I tried to keep on playing. I took lessons here and there. I had some really amazing teachers, but I never really did anything that was disciplined and structured. Once 2020 happened and no real event of world importance occurred, I found myself with a lot of time alone. I decided to start taking music lessons on several things that I could do online. I picked up the violin. I ended up learning a lot about production. I started digging into composition, and I started taking some one-on-one guitar lessons, mostly online. And the teachers I have been wonderful, but they were really interested, or they are really interested, in the creative part of guitar playing, which was really awesome, which is really awesome. But I just never ended up regimenting myself to practice. I decided to take on the program, and this is what the program offers you. Now, let's cut to points. So there are a few things that you will get when you join 52-Week Guitar Player. One is you're going to get modules that give you lessons on very specific things. So you will have modules that deal with music theory, you will have modules that deal with technique, you will have modules that deal with improvisation. Each of the modules is divided into like a bunch of video lessons. They use the Teachable platform, if you're familiar with it. And then a practice routine will be given at the end of each module. Finishing the practice routines is what has been really instrumental for me. I really enjoy it because they give you measurable ways to track your progress. And you are supposed to, if you want to participate on it, submit a video every week of your practice. In addition to the modules, every week there is a backing track challenge in which like a backing track will be posted in the group for you to improvise over, and you'll get feedback on it. In addition to that, you have 3 streams each week with other students and one of the instructors where you can ask as many questions as you want. And I'm a big advocate of this kind of seminar style learning. I think that seminar style learning is usually the best way to teach adults, because since everybody is at different places and also have different experiences or might like different genres or have different objectives, the conversations that you have during those live streams are ones that you would not get otherwise. Now, the things that I will say that might have been that are a little bit difficult, while the community is very open and the program is really open to everyone, and I think this is mentioned also in Brandon's videos, is this is really, you really need to not be a total beginner to get the most out of the course. Not that you will be rejected from it, but I think there's a minimum level of guitar technique that you should have to fully take advantage of what's offered here. A point that can fairly be considered as a negative also is that this is pricier than most online courses for guitar, right? And this has to do a lot with the amount of material and the amount of interaction you get with the instructors. And when you make the accounting on that end, actually, for the time in which you have access to it, it ends up being a lot cheaper than one-on-one classes might be, especially if you have them weekly. So the decision is, well, it's high cost at the beginning, but it actually makes budgetary sense in the long run. Now, there is a period in which you can try the program and return it and get refunded if you're not comfortable with it or you don't like it or whatever. So it's worth considering. If you're trying to decide whether to take the plunge, I would suggest just take the plunge and see if you like it or not. Yeah, so that's kind of it. I wanted to show I'm not just bullshitting around, because I'm going to have a clip of me when I started the course. That's going to be of the first improvisation I submitted and one of the last. Neither is perfect, but you'll hopefully see some improvement there. And just to add up one final nice thing is that everything I've done musically, including lessons with other teachers, started to actually take shape when I started doing this fundamental practice in a very conscientious way, because I started solidifying my foundation, which allowed for everything that I had been hearing creatively to really have a good place to set on.